Temperatures looking nominal. Commencing separation phase.
Okay, here we are. We're live. Welcome to Lowlights. We're here to shit on movies.
Oh yeah, and this week we'll be
It's the
talking
pilot.
about Weapons.
It's
Weapons
the
by Zach
pilot.
Cregger.
This is the
I
pilot.
don't know.
The first thing I want to ask about this movie is, did you see Zach Cregger's first movie, Barbarians? And are you familiar with who he is, kind of?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
What I think?
A Barbarian. Barbarian.
I haven't seen Barbarians, but I do know about
No, it's
Zach.
Barbarian. It's one. It's,
Barbarian.
There's
Ooh,
just
okay.
one barber.
I haven't seen it. I never saw it.
Oh man.
But I am familiar with the director, as I do like to watch Whitest Kids You Know. Big fan.
Zach Cregger.
Zach Cregger.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his stuff is interesting. What are your thoughts?
Well, I like grew up watching Whitest Kids You Know too. So like watching him transition to this sort of thing has been really interesting because he was so funny, and now we're seeing such a dark side of things. Kind of like with Robin Williams. He did that one movie which was 1 Hour Photo, and then you got Jim Carrey with the number 23. It's always interesting to see like these comedy dudes have this horror side to them.
I like that too. I do find that very interesting. I think something about his movies that I've definitely picked up on that I feel kind of like 50-50 about sometimes is the non-linear storytelling, showing you something, then reversing, showing you it in a different light. Like, I do think it is unique to him, which I'm starting to understand a little bit more. But
It's
also at the
funny.
same time,
I actually think
feel like
Weapons pulled that off. Like actually, like
I think Weapons pulled it off way better than Barbarian did. Because Barbarian, it did have its distinct parts. But this movie really was distinct with the parts, with the name titles, you know what I mean? When they're dropping the name cards for, like, it's almost like plays out in chapters. Let's just talk about what this movie is about first.
Well, I actually totally think that like the non-linear stuff is actually kind of camp, low key. Like I'm kind of tired of it in film. Like I kind of like.
It's campy, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I kind of like when a movie.
That's what he's going for.
Well, I like when a movie just like starts, and it like, okay, here we are, like Possession. The director of that once said that like beginnings are useless because like when that movie starts, you're just like in the middle of their broken relationship, and it's excellent. So,
I like to be thrown into the chaos also at the beginning of a movie. To me, it means like kind of. Sometimes I like to be. Describe things, let it play out slowly, you know what I mean? But most of the time I like to be thrown into chaos when I watch a movie, bro. I think that's like just a fucking fun feeling, Like it's almost like edge of your seat,
Mm-hmm.
And I think
completely agree.
I do think Weapons does this in a way, with the opening being the kids, it's 2:17 a.m. And if you don't know, if you haven't seen this movie, spoilers. But at 2:17 a.m. one night, all of these kids from the same classroom leave their like house and running like fucking like Naruto run out into the woods.
Yeah, they got this pose right here.
Yeah, and
they all do it at the same time.
It's funny. Like me and the co-host Keenan here, like we went to go see it. Sadly, without you, big P. But we went to a matinee showing, and I gotta say I was actually about to like commit a war crime on the audience because there were
it was so bad.
They were pulling out their cell phones in the middle of the movie.
I don't want to go on a tangent too bad, but I've noticed that horror movies have the worst audiences. That's just, I feel like it's fucking common knowledge.
Oh, like, dude,
you'll be so locked into a movie, and then you hear like 5 teenagers in the back of the movie theater laughing their asses off. That's something that you're like, what the
I literally was the boomer in the theater, and I told a guy to like shut his phone off.
He was yelling practically.
Wait!
I can give you a perfect example.
It gets better. Like there was this one guy that like stood up in his like Dickies.
Oh my god, I thought we were
jeans.
getting a shot.
Yeah, in the darkness, like leaning his back up against the wall at this like
Oh,
little
don't
theater
tell me
near
that.
us, and I'm just like, he's gonna do it.
Off the wall.
Like he was
That's
scarier
awful,
than
bro.
the movie on screen.
Yeah, that would freak me out. Like, who is this freaking Grim Reaper, dude? Is this the Grim Reaper watching the fucking weapons? Zach
God.
Kroger's weapons?
We got Jamie pulling up 5 teens
Yeah,
beat
so-
man. Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but a Harvard researcher, while he was at Weapons, was actually beat up after the showing. Like,
Dude,
since we're on bad audiences.
somebody became a weapon. Somebody literally.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a movie where, like, spoiler alert, you know, they are, you know, they tear someone apart. So I mean, you know, like,
Mhm.
yeah.
I actually have a legit question though. What do you guys think about the opening scene with the George Harrison song playing? And like, to me, it was like, you know, it was creepy. It felt creepy. I'm like, I'm watching these kids, just seeing kids run around in the night like that inherently is kind of creepy. So I immediately got this like unsettling vibe from that. Then like, and the George Harrison song was just like the perfect touch. That was so perfect, man.
I really was not scared by this movie, like, at all.
I wasn't scared. I was unsettled.
I think I was scared more by, like, The Fault in Our Stars than, like, Weapons, to be honest with you.
But to me,
It was unsettling.
Yeah, let me check the recording. Y'all keep going.
There was a point, right? There was a point where I did, once they revealed what was going on, my every inch of my body that was unsettled just eased up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was really
this movie,
it's almost
the
like
part
they blew
that's
their a little early.
the part that scared me was the door opening and then the lady like Google goggling out in with the knife and like getting in the car. I was like,
Yes,
oh yes,
that was the scariest part to me. Also, I was about to say, y'all were talking about these shitty, these like terrible audiences, right? During my screening, the scene where it's like slow zooming to the door and then it opens and you can't see inside, and then she comes out with a knife, her hair's all fucked up and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's literally so 70s, like kind of like, you know what I'm talking about? Like it's got that 70s zoom where it like zooms in, and then
very, like Polanski.
that scene
Yeah.
was creeping me out. Right? She gets in the car and cuts the hair, and people in my theater started laughing.
It was supposed to be a comedic moment. I thought it was funny. It definitely was a bit of a throw off.
Yeah, bro. I thought it was kind of unsettling. It was kind of had me like, oh, this is actually kind of weird. Like the way this is shot, like the slow zoom in to the door, and then it opens, and it gives you a second to breathe, like what's behind the door of this house. You know what I mean? It was all black. You couldn't see anything. And this fucking crazy lady pops out with a knife. I don't know if I loved it so much, that shot specifically, because it reminded me of those like 70s slasher movies, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, something behind the door of the suburb. You know what I'm talking about?
You know what it reminds me of is Herzog's Nosferatu, when he kind of comes out of the darkness when the door opens, kind of automatically.
Yes,
Keenan, could you pull that up on YouTube for us? Just
maybe we'll get
Nosferatu door scene. Don't worry, we all watch a lot of news here.
Nosferatu
door scene.
Perfect.
That's what it reminded me of.
This one right here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This isn't Herzog.
That.
Oh, not Herzog. You're right. It's F.W. Murnau. Yeah, you're right. My bad. We could skip through a little bit of it.
Oh, this is great though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, there it is, right there. The door and all that.
A little piece of film history.
Yeah, so I mean, a little context, you know, Nosferatu, the first ever.
I bet a great conversation we could have is about Nosferatu, the one that came out last year.
Oh, I would love to talk about that. I have so many hot takes. Like,
I do. I have some hot takes on it also.
I have some lowlights, bro. I'm gonna get nasty with it because I love Eggers as a director. See, look, there you go. Like, literally, like.
Yeah, bro. It was kind of like that. It was freaky.
He kind of just pops out of the darkness, you know, like he's this creature, and you know, I think doors in cinema are always like a motif for the other side, right?
Weapons,
like
by the end of Weapons, right? did you feel as almost like it had lost its steam? Because I definitely did.
Absolutely.
There was a point where I felt very invested when I was watching Julia Garner's character, and she was like getting drunk and wanting to just be nice to the kids and stuff, you know? And like people were criticizing her constantly, and I was kind of like feeling for her a little bit. I like felt kind of bad, you know. But
I think like one of the things about it was I think the movie just turns into a whitest kids you know sketch at the end. Like, to be honest with you, like
I think so too, bro. It gets like a little too campy. Like it went a little.
Absolutely.
It had no satisfying conclusion. They were just like, and some of the kids they talk now. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
why can't we see that? Why can't we see these kids' first day back in class? I want to see how f***ed up that is.
Also, what was the point of the M16 floating above the house in the dream? Like,
dude, that threw me off so much. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that like right afterward.
I like the dream sequence with Josh Brolin when he goes out and then he runs into the woods and then it's like he's back in front of his house. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'm with this. It's a little creepy. And then that fucking gun over the house pops up, and
it made no sense.
I was just like, are we being dead ass right now, bro? Are we being dead ass? Because this is taking me out the movie.
I mean, it's kind of like David Lynch dream logic a little bit, you know, like it makes sense to the viewer, but not necessarily like the characters in the movie or even like your average film guy.
I've been seeing on Letterboxd a lot. People praise this movie. They're glazing the fuck out of it.
No, they're glazing it crazy on Glaze to
And one thing that I see a lot of people
I thought it was alright, but
one thing I see a lot of people say is that this movie is very deep. This is like a deep thing about like how kids are recognized in households and stuff, right? And I see this and I read this and I'm like, and even my friends on their Letterboxd reviews are saying shit like this, where it's like, this movie's about kids being weaponized and alcoholism and how it affects families and like the community. And I literally am thinking to myself, no. This movie is fucking stupid, bro. It is a stupid fucking horror movie that makes little sense. Has kind of a wet fart of an ending, to be honest.
I was really
oh my god.
Yeah, what
but
do you
in
think,
the
Keenan?
middle was feeling like in the middle when it was like hitting its stride, it felt like it was good as fuck. You know what I mean? I was really buying into it.
Yeah, the first two acts were honestly incredible. I really enjoyed it.
I did too, but just that.
And then you hit that third act.
Like such a wet fart. Like, I get it. She's a witch. I get the old lady's a witch. I get it. But like, they don't really explain her ritual. How did the kid learn the ritual so easy? You know what I mean?
It felt a lot
is that all you gotta do?
You saw long legs. There's like a lot of like occult magic stuff going on in this movie. But like you said, it's not really explained. Like, we don't really know like the point of any of it. And I guess
I mean,
it's a movie, you know. But
happens.
But
sometimes I don't like it when movies are like, "Oh, this has to happen because movie."
Okay, so let's get to our rating for this. Let's make this a quick one. So like,
okay.
I would give Weapons. Remember, we go 1 to 10, and 5 and above means. Well, 1 to 5 means I wouldn't watch this again. 5 to 10, or 6 to 10 really means I would watch this movie again. It's a 5.5 for me, maybe even a 6. Yeah. What about you guys?
Keenan?
I think it's a 6 for me personally. I don't watch a lot of horror movies. In fact, I've seen the most horror movies in my life this year. When we went to see, what was that other one that we watched?
We watched Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back, yeah. That one was alright. I'd say it was better than Weapons, for sure.
I agree.
But Weapons is like a solid 6 for me. I would watch it again, but it's not I'm going to go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah, like I'm not buying this thing on Blu-ray, you know.
No.
Yeah. I am, we going triple sixes right here. 3-6 Mafia in this bitch. I'm going 6 also. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This movie is so interesting in the fact that it is coming from a new filmmaker who's up and coming, and he's making cool shit. This movie has its moments, for sure. You know what I mean? But there's just something missing. You know what I mean? It's almost there, and it could almost be amazing.
Mhm.
But honestly, if this movie had like another 20 minutes added to it, I think it could have benefited it to like flesh out the ending more, make it even creepier. Like, what if all the kids show up in class on their first day back and they see that old lady still or something like under the.
I
And
think
like
it
we like
suffered.
flashed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I felt a little disappointed, and I felt like I just had got hyped up so much,
I will say
and
this
I
though,
felt
like I liked Barbarian. I will watch Weapons maybe again, but I'm definitely gonna
I
see the
maybe watch
next.
it more. I might
Wait,
watch it one more.
I'm definitely gonna watch the next Zach Kreger movie because I'm excited for this guy.
Absolutely.
I feel like he's the
I
horror
would
director
love
of our
it.
generation, you know, and
I
we
would
should
love him.
support him.
I would love for him to take his non-linear like storytelling and put it into something like bonkers, like a story about maybe like two crackheads trying to like live in a trailer park or something. You know what I mean? Make something.
I totally disagree. I think he should just write the damn story and let it play. You know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but his horror leaves a little to be desired to me. This movie is supposed to be a horror movie, and if you're sitting there not really scared, and like the storytelling is gripping, you know what I mean? But what does it culminate to?
No, I'm with you. I'd love to see him make a comedy. My God, Weapons
Now that
becomes
I
a
can get
comedy.
behind. That's what I mean by something bonkers,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Weapons becomes a comedy. Yeah, Keenan, you had something
It
to say?
basically does. I was laughing my ass off at the ending. I could not
Yeah.
believe it.
So
But
ending.
it wasn't like a. It was kind of like ironic, bro. It was so ironic, and maybe that's the point. But I was sitting there and I was like, "This is stupid. This is so stupid."
Yeah, the ending is definitely my biggest pain point with the movie for sure. And I feel like that's just a lot of cinema though. It's just writers have, like, I personally have this as well when I'm writing. Like I have this great, like we have this great idea. We have solid storytelling going on. And then you try and you get to that you get to that third act, you get maybe halfway through it and you go, how do I end it? And I think he definitely asked that question a few times, and I
think so
just
too.
think he missed the mark. I think he just missed the mark with it.
Surprised this wasn't the ending in the original draft.
Yeah, it feels like it never got touched.
Yeah, I think it was too. Well, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Lowlights, guys. We'll see you for episode 2.
Lowlights.
We'll see.
Lowlights.
Lowlights. We'll see you guys on episode 2.
Lowlights.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Woo!